listening to Heroes Hype Live, a Heroes of the Storm podcast brought to you by Heroes Hype. Tune in live on Twitch every Tuesday for esports updates, player interviews, and community feedback from you, the listener, keeping you up to date on the pulse of the hero scene. And now, the show.
And welcome to episode number 21, right? 21 of Heroes Hype Live, the water cooler, the cornerstone of the amateur scene community, where you yourself can get involved in the conversation. Feel free to say hello in chat, get involved in the conversation. We want to hear your thoughts and opinions. I'm joined by Argy, good old fashioned Argy. They just don't make him like that anymore. They don't make him like this guy anymore. We have a very special guest here, the father of the entire community, Mantis. How's it going, Mantis?
It's going all right. I've been under the weather the past couple of days, but I'm here and I'm excited to join you guys for this podcast and answer anyone's questions about the Open Division this year.
We're glad to have you, man. 2018 is going to be very interesting for Heroes of the Storm. HGC started up last week. Heroes of the Dorm gets announced. And the HGC Open Division is going to be headed up by none other than the Heroes Hype staff and community itself. We were trying to figure out who we wanted to have on the show. And I was like, anytime I get the luxury of casting Heroes Hype, and I got your name, Argy, right there, because I'm good at this and I know what I'm doing. Hey.
There's just a box with my name in it. Yeah.
I just noticed that. But anytime I get a chance to, cast Heroes Hype, one of the things I always try to make sure I do is thank those behind the scene, because there are a lot of moving parts and pieces that makes Heroes Hype in all its tournaments the well-oiled machine that it is. And with Heroes Hype getting the Open Division this year, being able to run that from an admin perspective and things like that, I thought it'd be really cool to have someone on the admin staff itself give us some direct insight on the journey towards Heroes Hype getting the Open Division and answer any potential questions that we have along the way about what's to come. So without further ado, Mantis, you want to take a moment, just give us some insight to who you are, how long you've been in the scene, stuff like that?
Well, I've been playing Heroes since the alpha. I think I got an alpha code. A friend got me an alpha code at PAX West 2014, and I've been playing it since, I think, October of that year. It's a long time. I'm still a giant pleb at it, though. I think I've always been around gold. And I started getting involved with the Heroes community and watching Hero streams in the spring of 2015. Some of the first streams I watched were Gillyweed Kyberries. Alicia Wins when she had like 100 followers, like when she was really tiny. Heroes Hype when Gillyweed and Anna Prosser were casting. As time went on, I just got more involved with the community. I went to my first LAN. I was invited at the Vegas Americas Championship in the fall of 2015. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited by Lasses Sashes to stay in a house at the last minute with a whole bunch of people.
Wow.
I went to my first Blizzcon in 2015, which was amazing. And then when we hit July, August 2016 is when Heroes Hype put out they were looking for admins, and I used to do YouTube and a little bit of streaming myself in the Battlefield community, but I moved on from that. I didn't want to be in front of the camera anymore. So I wanted to work behind the scenes. So I threw my hat in the ring for that, and I talked to Artemis Howell, and she interviewed me and she hired me. And Argy helped me, trained me to become an admin. He had already been an admin at the time for a while. And I was an admin for, season 2 of Heroes of HOTS United. And that went really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we did our weekly tournaments. I got my feet wet. And then we hit 2017. And in January, I became the head tournament admin.
Ooh.
Yeah. And as you both know, 2017 was a huge year for us. We had applied to try and get the open division late 2016, but we didn't get it, unfortunately. So I think most of HeroesHype, our goal for the entirety of 2017 was to get the open this year. So we hired a ton of staff. We started a podcast, which we're on right now. We did a season with Gale. Yeah, we did a season with Gale Force Esports first, and then we did 3 seasons with Tempo Storm. We had a prize pools of over $1,000 every time. We had sponsorships with Bloody and NVIDIA. We had a one-off tournament with Fnatic in the EU. We expanded into the Latin American region. We did a season of that. We had a huge party at BlizzCon, which literally had 1,000 people trying to get in. It was a line all the way down the hallway. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you saw it. It was awesome. I think it was the free tacos.
It was the most exclusive party. Without actually trying to be an exclusive
ever.
It's free tacos. But anyway, 30 to 40 of us, including both of you, worked so hard for the entire year. And then in October last year, we sent in our bid to Blizzard for the open division. Mm-hmm. And as all of you found out, last week we got it and we accomplished our goal, and I couldn't be happier.
It was a pretty emotional day.
Yes, it was. It was a very emotional day for me. We all knew before that for a while, but it didn't really, when it was announced on Twitter on the websites is when it actually hit me. And I actually got emotional. I was at work at the time, and I was actually welling up, seeing, I was so happy, seeing everyone, all the staff, reading their messages and seeing how happy they were. And it was actually, I think it was Eunice's message on Facebook that made me start to get emotional about her whole speech. Eunice is the founder, and she started HeroesHype. So yeah, it was really awesome. And I'm really happy we got it. I really hope we do the community proud.
Oh, of that, I am certain, my friend. I remember the day it got announced. It was almost surreal to see the HeroesHype logo next to the HCG. Damn, this is a thing now. This is it. I was really excited for everyone on the staff because, like you said, a lot of work went into 2017. I think it's a marathon, not a sprint. You guys put in the bid in 2016. You didn't get it. So what I'm curious is, coming out of that moment, from a staff perspective, because I feel like I'm a part of HeroesHype, but I'm not in the staff, I'm not in the behind the scenes stuff too much. It's just hey, Albert, you want to show up and talk about the game for a while? I'm oh, cool. I'm oh, here's my idea for this. I'm kind of on the side to a degree.
I think you're part of HeroesHype.
Oh,
I think.
But
you're part of it.
Be that as it may, I'm curious, what the drive was going into 2017. Was the specific goal we're gonna blow the doors off of everything that we do this year because 2018 we want it to be our year? Is that the conversation that went on?
Personally, I think at the end of 2016 we were a little stagnant. We weren't. I mean, we were doing our weekly tournaments, but we weren't doing anything new, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if I can cut in quick, we had just finished HOTS United like in September, and at the time we were doing multiple tournaments every week. Like season 1 we did 4 every week. Season 2 we did I think 3, and then after that after BlizzCon we decided to just cut down to 1 and just do HeroesHype. So we didn't really know what we were going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the start of 2017, we kind of changed everything up. We set a goal of what we wanted to do, and kind of move people around so we can like increase the level of where we are. And like I was an admin, I moved to doing production. And I've been lucky enough to work with you and Kala for most of last year. And then Mantis took over as a head admin. We brought on a ton of people. I think we had like 8. I think we might have had like 8 people at the start of last year. And now we're almost like 50 people or something.
It's insane. So, it's really insane how many people we have now. I don't think a lot of people that watch understand just how many people work behind the scenes to like run something like this. It's a lot. It really is. I mean, you have EU, you have NA, there's production, there's writers, there's admins, there's video editors, there's the casters, there's what am I missing? There's a lot. It's great. It really is crazy.
We can go through the list.
Yeah. The website developers, like, yeah. So yeah, anyway, to answer your question, for me, speaking for me personally, like that's what I wanted the most, like, was to get the open. And I think we had the community behind us too. I think they wanted us to get the open too. So I think all the staff really wanted it too. Like the managers, May, Eunice, Argy. I think we all just wanted it bad after losing it in 2016. And we just, our passion and our motivation just came through. We're all volunteers. All our staff is entirely volunteer. We all do this in our free time. We don't get paid because that's how much we love Heroes. I guess I feel like some people think that Blizzard neglects the amateur scene a little bit. So we wanted to show the amateur scene at its greatest, like build the teams and players in the amateur scene. And I think Blizzard saw that too. And they also want to do the same thing. They want to help build the amateur scene this year because we have a lot of exciting things coming. Just a lot of great content and great streams.
Oh, HeroesHype is just getting started, man.
Yeah.
Laval said you left out social media.
Social media.
Button.
Sorry.
But, I will say this. I started getting involved with HeroesHype about middle of 2016 towards the end. The first time I actually casted with DJ Tyrant. And, going into that, like around that time, what HeroesHype was then compared to what it is now is absolutely night and day. For the longest time, as an amateur caster, like we would like host the stream and we would do our own obs. And like it was in like the whole production thing. And like it was all like you're kind of juggling 5 balls at once and talking about the video game. But HeroesHype has a full staff now. Like I came away from doing Heroes of Dorm last year. I was like, I'm spoiled now. Like I had an observer. Like I just got to sit there and just talk about the game. Like I didn't have to worry about any of that. And then when I got to do HeroesHype Tempo Storm series, I sit in a chair and I'm like, wait, Argy's observing? Like I just get to chill?
Yeah, you just get to sit back and look at and talk about the game.
And now we got people like Argy running the production side of things. Ball and Beast has jumped in there. I think Vivens has gotten involved as well recently, to the point where I, as a caster, sit in my chair, and then it's like, all right, we're about to switch over in 5 seconds. And I just get to chill and have fun. And the level of effort that is required to allow for such a thing is massive. I don't think it can be overstated. So to do all this on a volunteer basis every week is nothing short of incredible to me, because the heart and soul of every person on the staff is ready and apparent anytime you see something on this screen. So I don't know. I'm really proud. It makes me a little emotional when you think about it. Hard work pays off. But there is one really interesting aspect of running a tournament, and ironically enough, that's actually running the tournament. Like, you know, as a viewer, you show up, you're like, all right, you know, HeroesHype Amateur Series is on at 9, let me come check it out. And you watch, you know, you see casters like myself, and then you see the game, and you're like, all right, cool, that team won, all right, nice. But so much more happens beyond just that. Mantis, you've taken on the mantle of head tournament admin these days. So I was hoping you can give us a little bit of context on what an admin does throughout a week. You know, just like, you know, it's Wednesday, my dudes. Like, what are the responsibilities of an admin, and how are you going to add to that by being a head tournament admin?
Well, as a tournament director, I actually, so it's fine.
Sorry, you know, Laval came in off the top rope too. I stand. This is the tournament director we got. My bad,
yeah.
my bad. The chin check.
I actually oversee. How many admins do we have now? I don't know the exact number. It's over 10.
Let's look.
Yeah, I have Choo Choo Trains, the head NA admin, and Argy is going to be the head EU admin. And Genre is going to be a secondary EU head admin. And there's 4 admins each, NA and EU, underneath them. And we also have 2 or 3 Latin American admins that aren't part of the open division. So my job is to oversee all of them and make sure everyone knows the rule sets and how to do the day-to-day stuff during the actual tournament day, and make sure the admins are working together with production and making sure to resolve any conflicts, making sure everything runs quickly and efficiently. I don't do the day-to-day stuff during tournament day so much anymore. That's more of the admins and the head admins. I do a lot of stuff like on the other days, it feels like. Lots of meetings, talking to May and Eunice a lot about the direction of HeroesHype and where we want it to go. But anyway, you were asking what an admin actually does. So we're there for 5 hours or whatever, however long the tournament takes. We have to, for the open division, we're gonna have to be there 2 hours before it starts, because that's when check-in starts. First teams have to register on the site, and then the day of the tournament, they have to check in, which is like roll call. They have to check in and tell us, hey, we're here and ready to play. And there's always a bunch of teams that don't check in because they forgot or they're not going to or whatever. So the admins have to contact the captains of those teams and see where they are and what they're doing. The admins have to be in Discord the whole time to answer any questions from players or captains, of which there are always a bunch. And when the tournament actually starts, this is where it's the most hectic for all the admins. When the tournament starts, and with the open division, I'm assuming there's going to be like 50 teams when in Cup 1 and next week. That's just an educated guess. We have to get, all the admins have to get these 50 teams in games, like within like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So that means each admin has to do map bans and first pick, coin flips, etc., and get the lobbies going. Each admin has we're probably going to have to do like 5 or 6 games at the same time, all in a bunch of different windows on their screen to get all these games going. And to make sure the players follow the rules correctly in getting these lobbies created. No one's cheating or using banned skins or banned heroes. Making sure one of these matchups obviously gets casted, so I got to make sure the casters are in there properly in the lobbies. Just all of that. That all happens behind the scenes. When people are watching streams, they're like, what's taking so long? What's the delay? It's because we have to get like 25, 30 matchups going at the start, like as fast as we can with no mistakes. So, and then at that point, once the first round is over, it gets easier as the night goes on because teams get knocked out. So it goes relatively quick after that, and usually the second half of the tournament is pretty easy. We also spectate the top 8, and we get replays and screenshots of the drafts and the score screen, and we have to upload those and send them to the content team for throughout the week. And then I think without going too much longer, that's basically what admins do the day of a tournament. All that. So appreciate your admins, people, because they work hard.
It's like, don't hate on the chef who might spit in your food.
Argy, Mantis, tell me if I missed the mark here. I've taken every word you had to say in there. I actually didn't really think of the full scope of what you guys all do. But from what I gather, you wake up, it's Monday, my dudes. It's the open division. So the admins, they get out of bed. They put their superhero capes on. They wade into the Nexus and just start herding cats.
That's basically
yes.
Literally, we'll be waking up.
That's the most accurate statement ever, actually.
They'll just put the cape on it, and capes are somewhat controversial because you can get them stuck in things, and
Yeah,
but you put them on. You put your HeroesHype cape on.
50 teams, 5 cats per team. You do the math.
I mean, just the raw logistics of it. It's like, it's not just 2 teams. It is 10 human beings that are all moving autonomously on their own, and you're just like, all right, I need to get you in here and you in here. Give me your BattleNet ID. Come over here. You can't use that skin. Like, what are you doing? And then, like, we were joking around before we started, like, page 37, Article B, subsection, 6, Argy? Subsection, you got to know the rules.
Article 2.
Article 2.
And there's a lot of rules this year.
And you gotta do that for 50 teams?
Yeah.
Or more.
And if you mess up, someone posts an article on Reddit and they get angry. So
yeah. And then in anything short of perfection, you wind up on Reddit court?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Reddit court found guilty without being innocent at all.
Are there really any innocents in Reddit court?
No.
Good old Reddit court.
Either death or exile, I guess. Just like Batman.
Fortunately, I think HeroesHype has dodged Reddit court for the most part. I don't recall ever seeing like a... Yeah, exactly.
I was about to say, is that the old knocking on wood? No.
Yeah. So hopefully there isn't a first time this year.
You guys are gonna do an amazing job. But when you look at the full breadth of everything that admins do, and then you're like the orchestrator at the front of it, wearing the Jurassic Park dinosaur thing.
It's my head. Yeah, it's my head that's gonna be on the chopping block.
No. It takes a lot of effort to do the job of an admin. So, Mantis, I would like to ask you specifically, what is your personal drive and motivation to step through those ropes and take on that responsibility? Like, what makes you want to do all that? Because it sounds like a lot to me.
Oh boy. Man, I don't know how deep I want to get into this. Let's see. Like I said before, I used to do YouTube and Twitch, and I used to be in front of the camera all the time. Mm-hmm. And without going to a long, drawn-out story, I got disillusioned with it, I guess, and disillusioned with that community. So when I started following the Heroes community, and just noticing how amazingly passionate and friendly and welcoming all these streamers and community members were, like, as I got to know them all, I just wanted to do more. And, as I kept watching HeroesHype every week and and watching all these players like perfect their craft, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post, but I pointed out a moment during Heroes of the Dorm 2016 when ASU won. Mm-hmm. Argy, please. when ASU won, it was one of my favorite moments in Heroes, watching it competitively. Shot got really emotional. His mom was in the crowd, and he's like, "You don't have to pay for my education anymore. I did it." He fell on his knees. He got really emotional, and Anna Prosser was hugging him. And I'm like, and I was thinking, wow, these players are giving it their all, and they're, very passionate about this to like realize their dreams. And maybe I can be a part of that in the background somewhere, where I help all these players and streamers or whatever, like, achieve their dreams and, progress their careers or whatever. It's become like a family to me over the years, the Heroes community, like a true family. Like, I miss everyone when I have to come back home, because I'm on the East Coast.
Same.
In Pennsylvania, as you are too. And it's really rough, like, being away from everyone, like, because so many people are in California, like Washington, that area. So like my goal is to actually work in esports and move out west. And HeroesHype is a big part of that. I'm learning new things every day, getting more experience. And that's part of my drive, is I want to be out west and be around all my family, my close Heroes family, and work in esports, which I love, because I've worked in the same job where I am now since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
And I am 34 now. That's a long time. And my current job doesn't challenge me at all. It's the same thing day after day. Like, it's just not there for me anymore. So I think the moment when I was like, okay, I definitely want to leave and go west was last year in Vegas during Heroes of the Dorm 2017. I got home and I was so sad. I was like, I'm going to do this. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. So that's my drive and motivation.
It's really interesting to hear that, and you use the word family, and yeah, you're the dad of the entire freaking community. So I should say so. But
that's when Dad started. By the way, was
he's like, I just want to see my children succeed.
That whole Dad thing started in Las Vegas last year at Heroes of the Dorm. It all started. who I don't know how many of you don't know the story, so I'm going to tell it quickly.
I'll go for it.
The whole Dad thing started. It was the day of Heroes of the Dorm. We're all in the crowd or whatever, and I went to get up and go get ice cream, I think, and I came back. And I think it was Unaleska and Phyrexia and was it Angie? I think we're all yelling at me, Dad, it's Dad, blah, blah. And I'm like, I had no idea what they were talking about. I'm like, what? Because they're all sitting behind me or whatever. And I asked them like a little bit later, what was that about? I'm like, one of the players' dads got interviewed and he looked exactly like you. I'm like, oh, and I totally missed it. And then the Dad thing was solidified the next day after Heroes of the Dorm was over, because a bunch of us were going to go to the Wicked Spoon buffet. It was in the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, this big buffet. And it was me and Kajay Kiri and Juki were the first 3 people there, like really early. And somehow I was on my phone talking. We were at the front of the line. There's a really long line. I got to the front and we were talking to these people, and I was texting on my phone, like just on fire constantly, just texting over the course of like a period of time. And somehow our group grew to 44 people.
I think we started at like 16.
It was 44 people, like, and somehow I managed to get 44 people organized, and we reserved like freaking half of the buffet. Well, not literally, but there's at least 6 tables or something like that with like
we had a lot of the rooms.
And and that was like my real life experience herding cats. Was getting 44 people in the Heroes community spontaneously at this buffet all together. And everyone was like, go Dad, blah, blah, blah. And the Dad moniker has stuck ever since. Like, so, that's funny. It's funny to me.
What you're saying is you're a buffet admin.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Head buffet director, admin director, actually. Thanks. You might want to make sure you get that straight.
Let me get it copyrighted quick.
But I feel like the moral of the story is that, this isn't just a job. It's not just a volunteer effort. There are real tangible emotions driving the effort, and not just yourself, Mantis, but everyone at HeroesHype that wants to get involved. Yep. Like, I don't know. I just always think about stuff like that, because when you do look at Reddit core and it's like, why X, Y, and Z, it's like people with a lot of their personal time, like they could be, watching Seinfeld or doing whatever. I don't even know why I said Seinfeld, but they could be doing it if they so chose. It's like, no, they're showing up 2 hours before the start of the freaking tournament. Yeah, I think so. Comcast kind of exploded on me again. So I have the foresight of paying for 2 separate internet service providers to make sure. Anyway, the definition of live. Sorry about that, guys. We're back.
Live, by the way.
Live, by the way.
We're live.
But no, it's just the idea that, it's not just a volunteer thing. Like, people have made real, tangible, lasting connections, and it's personal. It comes from a place of sincerity, and I don't think there's a better example of that, or you'd be hard pressed to find a better example than Mantis' story. It's inspiring every time I hear. So I don't know, something to keep in mind going into the new year. But HeroesHype, as we've been discussing, has the open division in their more than capable hands. Last year, if you did peruse Reddit court, there were a number of comments, concerns, and things like that on how the overall proceedings could have been run better. So, Mantis, I want to give you the floor to imagine we're all prospective players in the open division, and we want as smooth a process as possible when we show up to these cups. We had a few bumps in the road last year. We want to make sure we don't have that this time around. What would you say that HeroesHype is looking to do to fix some of those problems and even improve upon it?
Well, let me first say that everyone at HeroesHype watched the open division last year, and we took notes on what we needed to improve and do better. So we heard you, and we have taken steps to correct the issues that happened last year. For example, I believe announcing what server the Open was going to be playing on, such live or tournament realm, was an issue. So what we're going to do is, as soon as Blizzard tells us which server we're playing on, we're announcing it on Twitter, we're announcing it on Discord, and we're sending out emails to every single player that we have emails for. The platform the Open is run on, it's called Tournament. We get every single player's email from there. We're going to send out a mass email in addition to announcing everywhere we can whenever there's a patch announcement or a hero ban announcement, or if it's on live or tournament server or anything at all that's important. And we're going to spread it far and wide on all those mediums way before the tournament actually starts. So the players know what's going on right away, immediately, and there's no confusion, and no one comes into the Discord like on the day of wondering, wait, we're supposed to be playing on this server? I didn't know that. I don't have it downloaded. Blah, blah, blah. We're fixing that. We heard it. We heard you. We saw it happen. It's not going to happen again. That's just one example. But there are several other things that happened throughout the year, last year, that we specifically pointed out. Blizzard noticed it too, trust me. And we have rules and procedures in place so the issues that happened last year don't happen again.
Okay.
I can say that with confidence. I mean, yeah.
Well,
I hope that makes you guys happy.
It definitely eases my concerns. I'm looking in the chat. The King's Fool asked a really good question. I don't know how far back you're able to pull this curtain.
I can answer that question.
You can.
Yes. There's no goofy MMR system. It's not going to be seeded that way. It's going to be seeded by points.
For those listening to the podcast, which you should definitely do on iTunes and stuff like that, the King's Fool in the chat said, for example, the seeding system won't be the same as it was last year. Paraphrasing.
Nope. It's done by the point standings. It's not done with some kind of secret MMR system. The exception is week 1. That's going to be random. But after that point, it's all going to be seeded by points. It's basically the same way we've always done it at HeroesHype with, the Tempo Storm series and etc. It worked well there, and I think it'll work well here.
I agree. I think things are going to go a lot more smoothly. I'm actually looking forward to Reddit Core because I feel like week 1's going to go down in the history books. People are going to be like, oh my God, like, that was way more streamlined. I didn't have to break my neck. I knew what server I was going to be on. I got the sub in for J-How and Solid Jig both at one point last in phase 2 for the open division. And like on a Monday, it was on one server. And then on Tuesday, like 15 minutes before the start, it was like, oh, by the way, we're going to be on the tournament server. Hope you downloaded it, by the way. Like, it was wild, man. I was like, if I'm a player, I'm struggling right now. So I'm glad to hear that feedback, or that observation was noted, that feedback was received, and actions are put in place to address those concerns.
It is in the rules. So make sure you all read the rules.
Where can folks find the rules?
Oh, I can, if you go to our website,
HeroesHype.com?
www.HeroesHype.com. There are 2 landing pages, one for the NA Open Division and then one for the EU Open Division. You will find the entire rule set, the point standings, the registration, the bracket, and the VODs are all going to be there on our website. And I feel that our website's pretty easy to navigate and find everything. If there's something not there that you need, you can come to our Discord and ask. Any of our admins are there. Mm-hmm. We don't have 1 admin. We don't have 2 or 3. We have 10 plus. And there's going to be at least 4 to 5 of us there for every single cup.
Wow.
Not just 1 or 2.
We're stocked. We're well stocked.
We are stocked. That is another thing that we did not want to happen from last year. Is not just 1 admin. We have at least 4 or 5 for each cup.
Here we go. Now, I would like to shift gears a little bit. I've been really curious and looking forward to asking you this question, Mantis. Without naming any names, I'm wondering what is like one of the most unexpected things you've run into as an admin?
Unexpected? Oh.
Like you're out there, you're herding cats, and it's just like,
well,
hey, my washing machine exploded.
What was the most unexpected thing? See, I feel like most of my stories are kind of expected sometimes, but completely unexpected.
I remember there was one that happened with both of us.
I want to hear.
I think I know what Argie's referencing.
That's the story I want to hear. That's the story I want to hear.
Well, a long time ago, and I mean, this might have been Arcanum stuff. I don't remember.
Arcane 8. That's what I'm thinking. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Mantis and I were both admins for that, so we would sit in the channel all night. And there was one. This happened multiple times with the same team, it seemed, but there was a team that would not, or they couldn't speak English very well. Okay. So one of the guys on the other team could speak Spanish, and he was having issues like coordinating with them on how to get into a lobby and like what maps you can play, because they were banning incorrect maps. So he came into voice channel and translated for us so we could actually figure things out.
It's like, hey, why are you banning Hanamura? Like, that's not even.
And then like there was this happened with the same team. Another one that for some reason they spoke English, but they kept delaying the game. Like they kept delaying the start. They ran the lobby, then one person had to wait. Then another person had to wait when the other person came back. And then this kept going for like 45 minutes. And eventually we just decided, no, we're just going to disqualify you. I think that was actually week 1.
Right out of the gate.
I think that player that could translate actually, like, before the tournament would even start for the next few weeks, actually came in. He's like, hey, do you guys need me to translate for you or anything? I'm like, oh, no, I think we're good. This is before we had Latin American admins that could speak Spanish. Yeah, he was a reliable player. I don't remember his name, though.
I don't even remember the team.
Or the team.
I mean, it was literally a year ago, so.
But yeah, that was pretty unexpected. Most of the other things are things you would expect, though, like players being trolls, for example, and just saying or doing inappropriate things. Oh, I had a player impersonating another player once. Yeah, this was last year. Like I had a player there's like 1 or 2 players impersonating someone else on Discord, and I had to ban them both. And they were trying. Were they using his same name in the game too? I don't remember. Yeah, that was a weird night.
You could tell by the evil mustache, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. There was just, players being stupid.
There was Bender and Flexo.
Nailed it.
Like,
I just thought it was gonna be like, one time the player paused the game. He's like, "Hey, my parakeet got into the wood chipper again."
The wood chipper. I don't think the parakeet's gonna survive that. Yeah.
I was gonna ask. Regiment says I was gonna ask for a pick at BlizzCon hot stage, but you were nervous. How you gonna ask me? That'd have been cool. Next time. Oh yeah, Jay, how you was hanging out there? I was chatting with him and Skimmy for a while up front. Yeah, man. Best way to break. Whoa, Callie.
That's accurate.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That'll break the ice,
right.
but not in the best way.
Someone on Twitter a while ago said
he's gonna throw you out of BlizzCon if you do that.
Out. Someone said they're gonna dress up as Ginger Dread and Azebo at BlizzCon this year and find me, and I said, "Don't do that. Don't do that."
I'm excited for Storm too. By the way, I'm reading chat. They want to come here and compete in the Open division.
Wow.
And that's
commitment,
I think, right?
Yeah.
They were deadly kittens at BlizzCon, so.
So I'm excited for them to come over here and see what they can do. The question is when. They might miss phase 1 by the time they get their visas in order, but I mean, yeah, more. I want to see more good teams in A.
If they do that, I'm rooting for them immediately. You change your location on the planet to pursue that new game Heroes Storm that just came out. The game just came out, and you're out here moving to North America to play it. That's crazy.
We've already seen 3 success stories with that.
Arcaner, Jay Shrit,
Robodoba, and Jay Shrite, yeah.
And by the way, that Jay Shrite interview was the greatest. I loved that interview. They had when Space Station Gaming won. You guys see that interview?
Oh yeah.
Hope you did.
Oh yeah.
That was a great interview. I loved it.
Very heartwarming stuff. I don't know. I follow him on Twitter. If you guys don't, you probably should. He has a definition of commitment, man. He's been chipping away at it and just does not stop grinding. He's got a fire under him. And I got to meet him at BlizzCon, actually. He's a really cool dude. Like, man. Cool.
Yeah.
But, you guys, HeroesHype, you go into 2017, and you're like, we're getting the Open Division for 2018. It happens. Big ambitions, big dreams turn into reality. I'm curious what your ambitions are for this year. Like, world domination, you're trying to take over the planet, trying to change the government. Like, what are you guys? What are your ambitions this year?
By ambitions, you mean our goals for HeroesHype?
Yeah.
I've had plans rattling around my head for a long time, months now. It's just a question of, can we do it? Do we have the time to do it? Because we got the Open division, and that's going to take up a lot of time. Sure. Yeah. But I've always wanted to expand into other games, for example. But I can't say when and if that will happen now that we have the Open.
So the curling branch of HeroesHype?
Yeah.
Got him, Marty. We got him.
There are a few games I've always wanted to, run tournaments in. I won't go farther than that, Okay. But and another goal I think we would like to do is run a live LAN.
Ooh. Like in the vein of Heroes Rising? of a few years?
Maybe.
Couple years ago?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it could not happen. It could happen, but that's something that we would like to do.
Wow.
But our immediate goals are obviously making sure the open division runs smoothly. And before someone else brings it up, if anyone was wondering, like, what's happening to the amateur series, I think that's going to be put on hold for now, because the open division is every Monday and Tuesday, and it's all day. It's not, if you remember last year, EU and NA alternated weeks. So it would be NA one week and then EU the next week and then NA again. That's not the case this year. They're both the same day now, and there's no weeks off. So next Monday and next Tuesday, it's all day. It starts with EU at 9 a.m. Pacific, and that goes until it's over. And then NA starts the same day at 6 p.m. Pacific, and that goes the rest of the night. And it's going to be like that for several weeks in a row.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think our staff, our all volunteer staff, can do 3 days of tournaments in a row like that. That's just crazy. People have real life jobs and school and, you know, families and whatnot. And that's a lot of work. So for now, I think the HeroesHype weekly series is going to be put on hold. But I have plans for this year for events that we're going to do instead of the weekly series.
Oh.
So I haven't delved into the nitty gritty yet because of the open, but once the open's, you know, going, then we can, you know, start working on our other plans and eventually announce them.
So the subtext I'm gathering is that HeroesHype is not resting on their laurels, and they're just getting started.
I'd say that's accurate, yes.
Okay. Joe Tomas says, you guys have done a good job of getting them hyped. Sounds like a more comprehensive coverage of a very underrated league of teams that are striving for the big lights. Looking forward to seeing your coverage. I think you're going to be blown away by what HeroesHype is playing for the Open Division. They are not taking this opportunity lightly. The things I've been privy to seeing, impressive. Like, impressive. You'll be pleased. You'll be pleased.
I think so.
We Gaslow for president. Hello?
Gaslow.
Hold on.
Gaslord.
Hold on 1 minute.
Gaslord. And Aether asks, what's it feel like to be a tournament director on the longest running Heroes of the Storm tournament series in history of the game?
You know, when you put it that way, like, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? That we are
Yeah.
in NA, definitely. Has anything run as long as us in EU or anywhere else? Like, I don't think Heroes Lounge has been around as long. I don't know.
Not as long as HeroesHype.
No, HeroesHype was started in the alpha, didn't it? Like,
Y'all
late
been doing it for a
2000.
minute, man.
There was that random CS.
If you
Virgin.
You know, when we were putting our bid together for the open division, we were researching this stuff a little bit. Like, how long have we actually been around? We had our first. I looked this up. It's on the Battlefy site has a record of all our tournaments, and I think our first tournament, I don't remember the exact date. It was early February 2015. So we're just about to hit 3 years. HeroesHype has existed before that. Like, we had our meetups, and I think BlizzCon 2014. But our first weekly tournament was in early February 2015.
Wow.
And I actually spent an entire night looking at those Battlefy tournaments, because if you go into these tournaments and look at the players of all these tournaments, it is almost all the pros that play in the HGC right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it really is. It's like Akaface, Michael Udall, B-Kid, and Psalm, like all of them. Literally all of them got their start in HeroesHype.
Imported support definitely showed up for HeroesHype events last year.
Kappa Wolves and God, what were the names of those teams? I could look it up.
The first tournament right now.
Yeah, I hope you're looking it up.
Team, I don't even know. I can't read the whole thing.
It's a lot. It's
Through
crazy.
Academy, Postmortem, Psionic.
And if you go back on our YouTube channel and you go all the way back to the very first videos, the first couple videos are of like Anna Prosser and Gillyweed casting HeroesHype. And you see where they've ended up. Like Anna Prosser has hosted like several Heroes of the Dorm and BlizzCons and works at Twitch now. And everyone knows what happened to Gillyweed. She became the caster for North America for HGC. Like she's a staple in the scene. So it's kind of, when you bring it up, Aether, it's kind of crazy. Like what HeroesHype has been around for and who, and the talent and the players they've elevated. Like, and I'm hoping that, you know, the players and casters that play for us and cast for us now, maybe in the next year, they'll be professional casters and players in the HGC or for Blizzard or wherever. So that's always been our goal, is to foster the amateur scene, casters and players and people who work behind the scenes. And, you know, they end up doing all of this professionally. And yeah, it's amazing.
Kyle is doing open division now with Solid Jake. I got to do Heroes of the Dorm last year. My time in doing stuff for HeroesHype had a part to play in all that, for sure. When you think about it, it's not too big a surprise that HeroesHype is doing the open division, because, you know, when I first heard the amateur series on Wednesdays is gonna kind of be put on hold for now, I was a little bummed out, but I looked at it from a different perspective. The amateur series has effectively become the open division. Like, if you signed up on Wednesdays to play in the amateur series, why not sign up on Monday? Like, it's I don't know. I think if you look at it through that perspective, it's not. I don't know. It says HeroesHype has been the backbone of North American Heroes of the Storm. In my honest opinion, you guys kept going when Blizzard took breaks or when there were no tournaments. Before I even wanted to do anything in competitive Heroes, I played in a tournament like 2 times with just a group of friends, and I loved it. It made me want to do more in HOTS. Hey, and that guy ended up on the friggin' BlizzCon stage, looking rather dapper, if I might add. Coaching Team Freedom.
2Arc and Crowan. I remember 2Arc.
I found it was like the 14th tournament on Battlefy.
Wow.
It was Envy Gaming, had Crowan on it.
and you might have heard of him. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But okay. Mantis, thanks so much, man, for joining us, giving us insight. I'm very excited for the future of HeroesHype. I'm excited for the open division. You guys are gonna kill it, man.
I am very excited. We're all excited. It's only a week away.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Yeah.
Next Monday. Make sure you all sign up. Tell all your friends.
Yes, register. Get involved.
Cup number 1 is Monday.
I have a link for them.
Oh, I was just about to do it, but
I'm gonna link EU. That's first, and then NA. Sign up.
You've got no reason not to. Double negatives and all.
You can see all the cups on our website. They're all up and ready to go. You can sign up for all of them right now if you wanted to.
Right now?
That's
right
one thing that's nice about compared to last year. Like, we can sign up for all of them instead of just one at a time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All ready to go.
I don't know, man. I got to do an amateur series a couple weeks ago, and TMG Red, no jokes. Oh My Science, no joke. Like, I'm confident that the two of the teams that go into the Crucible in Phase 1 they started playing in HeroesHype Amateur Series. Like, the rising stars of Heroes always come out of HeroesHype.
Oh, my science has not taken a break. They've been playing pretty much every week in our amateur series, like over the holidays and while everyone was on break. Yeah,
they look fit.
Yeah, they do. This is the team that has Battery and Dark Chimera on it, and 3 other players: Seryu, Hotcho, and Troy. Yes. And I'm sure I've heard there's going to be quite a few other teams with familiar names on it playing in the Open Division. So keep an eye out.
HGC alumni looking to pull their Heroes Hearts and get back in. I think there are going to be some stacked rosters that are going to make things pretty interesting. Joe Tomas said, looking forward to a nice interview and informational session, man. Thanks for stopping by. We do these Tuesdays at 9 Eastern. So get involved. We like to read chat. We like to talk about the game, talk about patches and things like that. We're going to be covering the heck out of Open Division. So you watch the weekly shootout that is going to be HGC Open Division. And then we get to talk about it afterwards. So definitely come get involved there. But one thing that we've been doing that is almost like it's getting to be my favorite part. Mantis, join me in giving Argy the floor, because what we're going to have now is Argy's Corner, what grinds Argy's gears, where he just jump into his hip a little bit, because Mantis, they don't really make him like this guy anymore.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
they don't.
They don't make him like that.
Nope.
Okay. So this one's going to be a little bit longer than what I normally talk about. But so the first week of Overwatch League, there was a bunch of really hyped up matches. Mainly, like, the big one was Dallas against Seoul, because everyone thought the best Western team, meaning no Koreans were on it, was Dallas. And the best Eastern team and the best overall team, the number one team, by the way, is Seoul. And everyone was hyping it up. Everyone was hyping up about all these matches. There's a bunch of promotion for them. And then there's HGC over here on the side. Oh, cool. There's really nothing going on. Week 1, the biggest match, probably, was Gale Force and Team Freedom. Not the number 1 team, not the number 2. Well, Team Freedom was the number 2 team. But going into it, not many people thought they were top 2. So, along with not a lot of promotion for it outside of just the launcher, I mean, it wasn't that extremely hyped up. However, there were quite a few surprises last week. I just noticed I'm full screen. I didn't expect that.
This is your corner, man. This is your corner.
So Simplicity looked surprisingly good. I know, Lauren, you were counting them out at the start, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of am too. They looked pretty good. And I am so happy that Zuna is back on carry and on a team that he can do things on, because he's honestly my favorite player in NA, or at least one of them. And I'm happy that he's doing things. And then they kind of crushed Space Station, which was good. And then as I'm a Tempo fan, the one that I looked forward to the most was Tempo Storm versus Heroes Hearth.
That was my match of the week too.
Mainly because I'm friends with Tempo. I like watching them. They're really good. But I'm also friends with a couple people on Heroes Hearth, good friends, because I worked with them before. So I really wanted to see how well they would do. And same with LFM, the bottom 2 teams you would think coming into it. I just wanted to see how they would compete, basically. And they looked pretty good. So I'm overall happy with last week. I'm just sad that it wasn't advertised as well, promoted as well. I think we peaked at 18K viewers. Maybe. But also, Jonathan, thank you for the resub. We appreciate you.
We love you, Jonathan.
So next week, so this Friday, whoa. Next week is gonna be lit in NA. We got to start of the weekend off. We have Tempo versus Team 12. Holy shit. That's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
Then the next game, Freedom versus HeroesHype. Again. Holy shit. Oh my god. Friday's gonna be amazing.
You didn't even bring up EU either.
No, I'm gonna get to that. Like, I don't know what it is about or what they were doing for scheduling, but like week 1, outside of maybe one match on each side, was kind of boring in terms of like just objectively looking at the match and be like, is anything exciting going to happen? Probably not. Some of them ended up being exciting, but NA has, as I said, the first 2 matches are really good. What else we got? Then to end the week, we got Team Freedom versus Tempo. Like, holy crap, man. I'm going to be stuck at my computer the entire weekend.
Yeah.
But then there's also EU, and they decided to start Method versus Fnatic.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
And Method looked good, like really good. I know there's a lot of like Athero memes, but he looked really solid on tank. And I can't help but think that Method's gonna take that win. Like,
wow.
I'm thinking Method's gonna win the series. It's gonna be
Fnatic.
close.
That's a bold statement.
You heard it here first, guys.
I think
Are you
Fnatic
saying
they're getting better? They're learning and adjusting to how people have swapped roles. And Method is just like, it's not going to be a steamroll by any means. Like, I think it'll be 3-2.
This guy?
But that's my prediction. And then to end the week, they're doing Dignitas versus Method. So Method has 2 really big matches. Method is like the Tempo Storm of NA, or of EU, I should say. They have the 2 biggest matches of the split this week, and that's going to tell you how good they are. I don't think Dig can be beaten right now because they look really good. They look really good. Yeah, the other matches not as exciting, whereas NA has some better ones. But yeah, this is the Argy's Corner this week was basically get hyped for week 2 because holy crap, we have some good matches. We got title fights basically. Because this week is going to decide who, not really decide officially, but basically decide who's going to be the front runners for who's going to the Clash in March, April.
Mm-hmm.
One of the 2. Like, whoever wins, if Tempo comes out 2-0 this week, they're basically guaranteed going to the Clash. If they come out 1-1, they're still kind of guaranteed. But if they can beat either of the teams, it's good.
Method over. Now, I know, roster changes considering. Method over the 2017 HTC World Finals. Mm-hmm. Lock you in. Final answer.
Yep. I think it's going to be 3-2 Method. Both of them had one match last week, and they were against arguably the lowest 2 teams in Diamond Skin and Leftovers. Method just looked cleaner the entire time.
Okay.
And I'm not, again, someone's going to flame me in Reddit court if this gets seen there. But
I'll see you in court,
That's
buddy.
the type of thing that would get me flamed in court. But Fnatic is still a really good team, and Breeze is my absolute favorite player in Europe. He taught me not directly, indirectly, how to play ETC. So, like, if Fnatic's playing, I'm cheering for them. But I don't think they're gonna beat Method. Basically, is what's happening. I don't know why you're laughing.
Did you see what Lamau said?
Truth.
You know what, Liv?
Don't do it. Don't do it, Argy. Don't do it.
Oh no.
Reddit court gonna have you breathe. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that one. Heroes Hype Live, anything can happen, but I was not ready for that.
Apparently,
You didn't-
being
you didn't
fined
war-
too, Nathan? Like
No warning.
he
No
gave
warning.
you private lessons? Oh wow.
No.
Oh wow.
Heck, I've never even talked to him. I've seen him. He's seen me before, but that's it.
Did you lock eyes?
Maybe, I don't remember. This was in Ukraine, so it was a long time ago.
So y'all locked eyes in the Ukraine. Wow, man. That's a story.
Romantic.
Wow. I was joking. I'm having too much fun right now. But I was looking in the chat during Argy's Corner. I agree. It costs Blizzard nothing to have the Overwatch League channel host HGC. If Overwatch League like ends and HGC is still going on, it costs them zero to do that.
Overwatch goes.
You just go into the Twitch settings. If they need any help on how to host, I'll be like, we here at Heroes Hype, we can help out. Show you how to host.
I'm kind of disappointed there's no HGC cheer off the bat too.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Or
I think it's coming back later.
Yeah,
in the year.
but
I want to hit the ground running.
They have to get all
man.
the stuff ready for the new teams. That's a lot of work.
I mean,
that's true.
They knew who the teams were since when did the Crucible end?
September?
Well, but they didn't know about the simplicity of picking up old gods, for example. That just happened. Like, and Roll20.
Well, I'm sure they knew about it.
Well, okay, yeah.
But I feel like they had time to put a JPEG in there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I would also like to see an esports tab. I did see that Dialux released an article this week on the Heroes of the Storm site that talked about like some actual things that improve people's game. I want to see more of that. I want to see Blizzard get involved in upping the overall amount of game knowledge, because if you've gone into Hero League, whoo, let's put it like that. You'll get the whole range, and it's just like, wow, man, you got a lot to learn about this game. So I hope they do stuff like that. I want to open up Heroes. I want to open up the Blizzard launcher and be like, HCC in my face, like in 3D. I don't even have a 3D monitor. I want it to come out of my screen, look me dead in the face.
Bam.
Hey, that's what I want. So
freak you out.
Yeah, I want
to draw your attention
everywhere.
But
you want to be sitting in the middle of the map with all the players duking it out, right?
Yeah. That's another interesting point. Radic 1848 said the money can go to the open prize pool or something. I do want to see at some point. I want to be able to buy a skin. Anything in the store. I want a percentage of that to go towards a prize pool for either the open division or the HGC itself. Other games do it to great effect and success. Like, embiggen the prize pool. I think it would be cool. I don't know. But, you know, this has been another fun, exciting, successful episode of Heroes Hype Live. We had the dad of the entire Heroes of the Storm community. He went out to get some cigarettes, but he came back and he started adminning tournaments. Just a few scant years later, he's back.
Just to clarify, I wasn't out getting cigarettes. I was out getting beer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he's the tournament director. Boss dad.
He doesn't drink on the job. I know that. Okay.
No, not at all.
It's not easy herding cats, man. We've been talking about all that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. My name is Lauren, joined by Argy. You know, they after hearing this episode of Argy's Corner, they definitely don't make him like this guy anymore. That's confirmed. And we've been joined by Mantis. You're on the Twitters, right? You have an Angel Fire account, right? How can they find you on GeoCities?
Well, if you go to Alta Vista and search, and you have to use Netscape Navigator. By the way, Chrome and Firefox don't work. You have to
Explorer.
Yeah, Mantis 701 on Twitter. and Twitch and everywhere pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's where you can find me, spamming, what beers I'm drinking, and on Twitter. So
usually there's a tweet about what beer you drank.
Yeah.
Night.
Yep.
You earned a token.
Yeah.
There you go.
And if you want to, or if you want to follow me, I can, you can see me screaming at Cags about how the Penguins suck, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But for now, we're going to call it a night. Thanks again so much for hanging out, everyone. Hope to see you at our next episode. We're going to be changing the schedule up a little bit to accommodate the open division. But follow the Heroes Hype Twitter account, and you'll be able to get the details there. But yeah, we got a lot to look forward to this year. We're just getting started. But for now, we're going to call it a night. Take it easy, everyone.
See you next week.